Hi everyone, my name is Dsouza and I'm an elder care specialist at Echoing Healthy Aging, and today I would like to talk a little about dementia. So what exactly is dementia? Dementia is a common terminology that is used to describe a set of symptoms that are usually caused by diseases affecting the brain. Now, these symptoms can be something like a loss of memory, language, problem solving, inability to think, or basically anything that interferes with our daily activities. Dementia is known as a progressive disease, which means that the symptoms gradually get worse as more brain cells are damaged or eventually die. So, how is dementia caused? Dementia is caused by any damage done to the brain cells. Now, the damage done is so severe that it interferes with the brain cells communicating with one another. As we all know that distinct regions of the brain are involved in particular functions, so whichever region is damaged, that particular region is unable to carry out its normal functions. So for example, the region in the brain called the hippocampus, which is the center of learning and memory, and usually the brain cells in these regions are affected first by dementia, and that is why memory loss is one of the first onsets that are seen in Alzheimer's. So coming down to the types of dementia, there are various factors that contribute to the development of dementia. However, the most common types of dementia are Alzheimer's is one of the most common type of dementia, and they make up to 60 to 80% of total dementia cases. Then we have the vascular dementia, which is the second most common type of dementia, and this is mainly caused by reduced blood flow in the brain. We then have the Lewy body dementia, which is basically when protein deposits in the brain cells prevent the brain from sending any kind of chemical signals. We then have the frontotemporal dementia. Now over here, several types of dementia fall into this category. These are basically caused by any kind of changes in the front or the side parts of the brain. And then finally, we have the mixed dementia, which is basically a combination of two or more kinds of dementia. So what are the early symptoms and signs of dementia? Now, dementia affects people in different ways, and each person can have a different trait than the other. However, they can all be understood in stages. Now, the first stage, which is the mild stage or the MCI, the mild cognitive impairment, is usually a stage which is overlooked because of the gradual onset. Now, the symptoms in mild dementia are usually cognitive impaired, and this may be symptoms like forgetfulness or losing track of time or even getting lost in familiar places. Now, as the disease progresses to the next stage, which is moderate dementia, the signs and symptoms become more clear and restricting. For example, the client may now become more forgetful about recent events or is unable to even recognize familiar places and names. They may need more help with personal care and may experience different change in behavior like wandering or even repeated question. They may even become more lost at home and may have increased difficulty in communicating. Finally, in the last stage, which is severe dementia, the client is completely dependent and inactive. The symptoms in this stage include complete unawareness of time and space, having difficulty in walking, increase in assistance with personal care, inability to recognize friends or even families. Now, is there a treatment for dementia or how can it be cured? Now, unfortunately, there is no cure for dementia, but however, with certain therapies, the signs and symptoms can be temporarily improved. The treatment for dementia is very supportive. Prescriptions, medication, change in environment, structural schedule, regular exercise, therapy, staying engaged, and all such kinds of factors can be very beneficial. And lastly, coming down to the risk factors and prevention. Although age is one of the most strongest known risk factor for dementia, however, it is not an inevitable consequence of aging. Studies also show that people can reduce the risk of having dementia by getting regular exercise, avoiding harmful products like drinking and smoking, by controlling their weight, by eating healthy, by managing their cholesterol and BP. Besides these, additional factors include depression, low education, social isolation, and cognitive inactivity.